Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm the Mysterious JG. So I've mentioned on pretty much every series that I'm recording right now that I've probably got too many series going at once. And I had to go back and refresh my memory as to what we were up to the last time I recorded Red Dead Redemption 2. But one interesting recent event in Let's Play world is that Bobo the Vulture is now doing a solo Let's Play of Metal Gear Survive while I'm doing one. I'm used to the idea of, Lethal Feline is also Let's Playing this game. Having someone else Let's Play Metal Gear Survive, more of a surprise. It's been interesting to see us making the same jokes a lot of times, but I'm mentioning it here mostly because it's going to be another fortnight before any new Metal Gear Survive videos on my channel go up. What I mean to say is I have 2 weeks worth of Metal Gear Survive recorded as of finding out that Bobo started his own series. So a whole fortnight. Speaking of Fortnite, I've never played the game Fortnite, but I do appreciate that it is bringing back a word which I always liked and was actually using before the game Fortnite. That word being Fortnite. I have no idea whether or not... is that a gang hideout? I think it's a gang hideout. I actually have no idea whether the name Fortnite for that game has anything to do... Is a period of 2 weeks an important part of Fortnite? I have no idea, honestly. But anyway, we're playing Red Dead Redemption 2 today. I may actually be recording this video as Lethal is doing a live stream of Red Dead Redemption 2, actually. But this is a game makes a lot more sense that a bunch of people playing it all at the same time, because it was the brand new hotness at one point. Oh, wait a second. Albert Mason, you son of a bitch. You can make me go all the way back to that part of the world. It would be interesting to actually wrap one of those quests up and see if anything comes of it. But, I've pretty much stopped entirely with anything to do with off-screening this game. If I'm playing it, you're seeing it. All my off-screening efforts, I've just kind of given up on doing that anymore. And I'm not really, unless an opportunity presents itself, I'm not going out of my way to try to do anything other than strangers missions and story missions. I'm not worried necessarily about getting like Master Hunter and Master Gambler anymore. I've kind of just let that go. But even Master Horseman, the Arn Anderson rank. But yeah, so I guess what we have to decide now, as we continue our exploration of what is, I'm told it's a really freaking long story, even though I have a sneaking suspicion the story will never take us to Mexico, and it's entirely optional content that you can check out if you feel like it. But we can either go with Prince Albert Nakan up here, or we can continue the main story. But I think for now, because we're not already in camp where these next two missions are, and which is almost certainly where I'm going to want to go after we finish the Albert Mason mission. And since our last thing we did was basically the risk of sounding indelicate, we did a black doctor mission where the whole point was he was a doctor, but he's black, so racist assholes gave him a hard time. And you go fuck up the racist assholes. So it's like Dr. Hibbert, I guess, you know. He tried to help them, but he went and upset them somehow. Anyway, cannot use weapons that cause trouble on roads. Did I determine that my horse is really far away? Okay. I think my horse may have been really far away, but quitting the game and coming back and restoring may have helped in this sense. Because I did leave my horse behind in Bayou country and ride all the way, or drive a doctor wagon all the way out here. A TARDIS, of course. It's the doctor's wagon. Alright, but yeah, let's go ahead and do a side quest and then get back on with the main story. I'm also putting off playing Neo because the next time I sit down and record Neo, I'm going to have to take a crack at some missions that I anticipate being really difficult. I am going to avoid you guys. Oh, you know what? No. Traditionally, I would be going around greeting everybody.
Hey there, partner.
I guess my concern was that they were going to trigger some kind of random event where they were going to attack me. That tends to happen with groups of guys. But no, I should be greeting everybody. Hey there, Potter. My horse has actually seen better day, and that's that shooting thing. I guess I should show that on screen sometime. I'm just so fucking terrible at it. I anticipate failing.
Hey there.
I feel like, I don't know, there's that many people doing the more current RTK and Nobunaga's Ambition games as Let's Plays. I feel like I'm good enough at those games to show off some kind of knowledge and skill of the game itself. But honestly, in almost, and you know, I have, Lethal comes to mind because he was making wise-ass remarks during Bobo's Metal Gear Survive stream about, I wonder if this game is as difficult as JG makes it look. But honestly, just the fact that I've beaten the main story of Neo is making me feel like I'm at least an average game player. But when it comes to anything like this, where there's a whole bunch of people let's playing it,
Hey there, mister.
if you're watching my LP, it should probably be because you like my personality or my sense of humor, and not because you expect to see the most efficient and skillful elite playing of any particular video game. We're even in Final Fantasy 13-2, which kind of plays itself at a point. We're coming up on the little bit that's left as far as like DLC content and optional super bosses. Yeah. Anybody else who has attempted this and put it on YouTube is probably doing better at it than I am.
There we go.
Oh, somebody just texted me. I've been all day long with no texts or anything of the sort, and suddenly... Oh no, I mean horse, yeah. Suddenly, I'm getting... Or greatly restores all horse cores. Suddenly, I'm getting a text as soon as I start recording. I'm not sorry. I didn't do anything wrong to the horse. I just noticed, hey, the horse's cores are kind of low. So I guess I'll finish this video and check and see what the text is. I cringe anytime I get a text on a weekday night because I'm worried that it's work. On a weekend, usually a text is going to be something family related. And generally not like a terrible emergency, you know, well, God forbid, I certainly hope it's not. Usually it's more like Bean has a super adorable picture of, I don't know if the young vulture chick has a has an on-screen internet name that they use. But usually it'll be an adorable picture of my nephew or something, which is like, that's nice, but it can, you know, it's not going to, the world is not going to come to any kind of bad place if I finish a video before I check it out. Now this is, oh, this is a new stranger. Is this a stranger that I've been passing by for a long time, though? Is Valentine directly north? I feel like maybe, I feel like I've already seen this stranger before. Well, maybe I did, and somehow that video didn't take and I didn't realize. Or this is a brand new stranger. If you're hearing the text go off again, usually that's just a second reminder. But jeez, if Bean texted my mom and my sister pictures of adorable, there's going to be like 800 text notifications as everyone chimes in. It's not a problem, Bobo. I'm just, it's just one of those things. I'm trying to... Okay, am I crazy? This has got to be a plan I can interact with. I'm crazy. It is not a plan I can interact with. Okay, I'm probably close enough to this stranger to... Is that a lady stranger? Why am I making guesses from this distance?
University send you?
Oh, it is a lady stranger.
Because if they did, they can get lost. I have never been so insulted in all my life.
Insulted?
Really, laughed at. Balderdash. Are you quite certain you're not a spy?
Pretty sure I'm not a
Those
spy.
wretches will do anything
I'm not
to
a police
destroy
spy.
me. My theories are correct, and I can prove it.
What are you doing?
I am the leading
Accusing me of
amateur
being a spy.
paleontologist in the nation, and not one university will hire me because,
Well, 'cause
unlike them, I actually have ideas.
You wouldn't be an amateur anymore if they did. You'd be like a non-leading professional
I study
paleontologist.
dinosaurs. You know, big lizards.
Now we think they're descended
Of course
from
they're
birds?
Real, you nincompoop. And everywhere,
Everywhere?
this state was once a vast, shallow sea that had the
Now
most
it's a flyover
incredible
state.
animal that could walk, swim, and fly. Quite unique. I call it Totalisaurus. Just for now. I'm trying to gather all the evidence.
Sounds like some kind of Metal Gear.
Arthur.
Good to meet you. Could you give me a hand here, please?
And do you have a full name, Arthur?
Listen, if you find any of these bones around the country, send them to my homestead at Furwood Rise in Cumberland Forest. Or mail me the locations. I'll reward you handsomely for your efforts.
Sure. Why not?
And we'll be proving a lot of stuck-up buffoons very, very wrong. Which, trust me, is the very best thing about science.
Well, that and curing diseases, but you know.
Good day to you, sir.
All right, well, that was quick enough. It was just another little, like, you know, find cigarette cards, find dinosaur bones, send this guy rare fish. I heard something recently. They're really trying to ramp up and get people interested in RDR2 multiplayer, which I'm just not. I know it's ironic for a Let's Play to say this, but I just don't have time. I'm already giving way too much of my time to video games. I can't really get into. I mean, if I was a live streamer, that might be a fun thing to live stream. I'm not a live streamer. I'm a Let's Player. There's a difference. The difference is I have a shitty internet connection, as evidenced by the differential in time it took for me to get Metal Gear Survive started versus Bobo. Though that very first ever startup was massively long. Since then, it hasn't been anywhere near as bad. So I guess I'm following her without meaning to, but she's just kind of going the same way I was. I guess mailing addresses work differently. She just told us a city. Like, she told us the town.
I'll keep my eye out for you.
Like a one-eyed man with the penchant for puns. I'll keep my eye out for you. It was a female co-worker who once told me a joke I won't repeat in great length, but it involved a prostitute with one eye who offered a very special service to clients.
Hey, mister.
And the punchline was the one that I've already been dancing around. I heard a turkey. Can you say gobble gobble? Don't know where it rates in her series of memories, but one of my fondest memories with my niece was just getting really excited about turkeys and the fact that they say gobble gobble. Essentially, it was me trying to keep the niece distracted so that other people could get Thanksgiving meals put together, and this involved showing her videos of turkeys on YouTube. Alright, friend. He is one of the most legitimately nice and likable characters we've done these missions for. But up to this point, I don't know that... Has he ever paid Arthur? Very good, looking very good, McBain. Sorry. Can you say gobble gobble? I'm probably going to regret not going back to my horse and getting
Mr. Mason.
specialized gear. Whoa, don't fall off the cliff, dude.
Mr. Morgan. You want
It's
to be
Clarence
careful
Mason.
up here. Land is real treacherous. Sure. Real treacherous. I've been here before.
Have you?
Yes. Funny how things turn out.
I don't remember this
Quite
mission,
how
but
you expect, is it?
No, I don't suppose it is.
What you shooting?
Eagles. You know, the images, they really are beautiful.
there are stars in the southern sky. I'll stop now before Bobo, who I've mentioned far too many times in this video, if he's watching, jumps through the internet and pops out of my computer to punch me in the face.
All thanks to you. I'd be some poor creature's bad meal by now. Many
I
times
think you'd
over,
make a
my
happy
dear.
meal.
It's my pleasure. Please, step away from the cliff edge.
I'm trying to get an eagle there.
Yeah, they're beautiful. But unlike you, they can fly.
We
Too
can
true.
fly like
You
an
really must
eagle.
think I'm a buffoon, don't you? You think I'm such a dimwit I'd just slip off the edge of a cliff?
Oh, God.
Well, maybe a little.
Is that where it's going? Really? Oh,
But not
jeez.
that dense. This area is quite safe. Quite. Oh, oh!
Ah, damn!
Well, this could be it for
Alright.
these. Oh.
I am that much of a buffoon. Give me a hand, please. Put me out of my misery.
Come here.
Oh!
No pulling him up minigame that we can fail? Or Order 1866 style, a pulling him up minigame that we can't fail?
You know what? Bugger the eagles, I'm going home. You know, I really did get some amazing pictures, thanks to you. And somehow, I haven't quite broken my neck.
You take care.
And you too, sir. Sorry for all the trouble.
Oh, I hope I got gold on that mission. I did. Nope. No mission appraisal at all. That was funny though. I appreciated the humor of that sequence. This may be it for him as a character. I wouldn't be that shocked if this was it. But there's probably going to be at least one more, because that's not much of an ending.
Good luck, sir. Although, as we both know, I'm the one who needs it.
Oh. I have a feeling I'll be in a pretty bad way by the end of this game, but
What are you gonna do with them?
Find somewhere to exhibit them, I guess.
spank off
I
to him.
hope
Sorry.
you'll come and view them.
Sure will. If I can.
Boom. Because the most shocking possible ending to this game would be me not dying at the end. So I suppose there is a remote possibility that they go all defying expectations on us. But I'm pretty much screwed. And so is everyone who isn't Bill Williams, Javier Escuela, and, you know, John Marston and Dutch, pretty much. I believe that is going to be the case. Well, I don't like Micah. I don't like Micah at all. I don't think we're meant to like Micah. But traditionally, these missions dovetail. If you got more than one mission available in the main story, it's because you have to complete a couple of main story missions before they dovetail into whatever's going to advance the plot. I had a little bit of story spoiled for myself by accident, not a ton, but a little bit of short-term story to where I'm pretty sure this whole Braithwaite Grays thing is going to come to a head fairly soon, and we're going to end up probably moving on to the next segment of story. But I don't know in any great detail, so let's just keep going and see what happens. So we had 2 stranger missions, both of which turned out to be non-missions. But it gave me a chance to start singing Seven Bridges Road and then make myself stop. I didn't start singing In the City, because of course that was a Don Henley solo project. I don't know why I suddenly felt like I should hunt animals. I haven't really been... That's another thing I was doing. I was trying to do that off camera. I wasn't really of the skill level or technique level or just using the right weapons or whatever it is that allows you to get perfect quality hides. And it became fairly apparent that that's really the only purpose in doing it. So I'm trying to say hi. I'm not trying to actually hold you up. I just got confused about the controls. I've never held anyone up in this game in whatever actually triggers Bandit level 1.
Hello, sir. Hi there, mister.
I've tried to, but they almost always pull a gun and fight back. I think you have to get somebody to actually surrender their money without a fight to win Bandit level 1. And I feel bad, because there's probably a bunch of shit in the Bandit tree that I have done, but none of it counts until you do Bandit level 1. It'd be like you can race back and forth between Strawberry and whatever point in less than the time limit and blah blah blah. You can do that all day long, but if you haven't dragged someone behind your horse for 100 feet or whatever it is that you do on an earlier level of the Horseman challenges, then it doesn't matter. Horseman challenge. Break Dusty Rhodes' leg 3 times within 5 minutes. Because, of course, Dusty Rhodes has Wolverine healing powers.
Hey there, mister.
Horseman Challenge Level 2. Successfully identify that Dusty Rhodes is the Midnight Rider, and then get the Crockett's to ignore you. Including Bo Crockett. I met Bo Crockett once. Should have asked him whether he believes that Dusty Rhodes is the Midnight Rider. I don't know if part of Bo Crockett, the professional wrestler who's active in Virginia and Maryland area, I don't know if part of his character backstory or gimmick is that he's supposed to be related to the Crockett's of Jim Crockett Promotions fame or not, but it's fun to assume that he's ignorant of the identity of the Midnight Rider. Willfully ignorant. I'm telling you guys, the Crockett's, they fucking knew that Dusty Rhodes was the Midnight Rider. See, I would not be able to resist the temptation to steal this wagon back in the day, because those covered wagons like that are like the perfect balance between difficulty of stealing and the reward you get. They're really quite good. You get decent money selling those to the fence.
Hey, you Lemoyne Raiders. May well be. We just looked.
Guess that wasn't quite fatal. So I rescued those people. They didn't really stick around to thank me or anything, but I don't believe I accidentally shot any of them. Nice thing about being attacked by gangs is that generally you can kill them and loot them, and there's no in-game penalty for it. You know, you're going to get reported for committing a crime in a lot of other cases. I don't think these guys riding by are even going to care. I believe I can loot the corpses in front of them and it won't matter. Okay. I thought I would be allowed to search the saddlebag. My lovely horse over there, like you dumbass.
Let's move.
Kodas are classed as racehorses. Perfect for traveling short distances quickly in a sure-footed manner. So, the question now is, should I sell this thing to the horse fence or actually take it to a stable? It kicked me. Oh, and we're just really, really fucking close to the horse fence right now. I mean, I think the game is basically telling me to sell this to the horse fence. I mean, I do have a saddle, but I don't have papers. I wonder if I did that wrong, if I was supposed to, like, if I accidentally maybe hurt the people who, they were robbing, and they were supposed to give me some kind of reward. Because they fled when there was gunfire, which is perfectly reasonable. But this horse, I don't know if it belonged to the Lemoyne Raiders or not. Okay. So this... No, I'm not trying to hold the thing up. But I did almost die right there. But I'm not going to be allowed to search the saddlebag. I was thinking there might be a way I'd be allowed to actually lead it.
Okay.
But I guess I'll just ride right up to the horse fence on the horse.
Who's your friend? They for sale.
$5.20.
I was hoping you could take this one off my hands.
Careful as you go, Clive.
May have belonged to a Lemoyne Raider or someone that they robbed. Not sure. And don't get to just chat with them.
Nice dealing with you.
I don't feel so good. Oops. Salted venison. We'll take care of it, though. And salted beef, too. I guess what I'm discovering is I didn't actually... Health-wise, getting kicked didn't hurt me that bad, but it really hurt my health core. Which, I don't really know what... I get it as a game mechanic. Your actual hit points, your actual Deadeye meter, your actual stamina recovers at a rate that is affected by the core, which is separate from your actual amount of each that you've got in reserve at the moment, but I can't think of like a real world explanation for why it would work like that, you know what I mean? And now I find myself thinking, oh, I should be doing Bandit Quest because I mentioned it in passing. And I really, really would prefer to not suddenly get sidetracked because I'd kind of had a good idea of just going in and getting going on some story missions. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to call it a video. I'm going to ride back to camp. We're pretty close, but we're right at the end of the video too. I'll ride into camp off screen, even though I just got done saying earlier in this very video that I never off screen anymore. It's broadly true. But when we come back, we'll be in camp, and if anything happens between now and then, like, I will pause and start recording early. But I do want to check and make sure nothing's going on with that text, because I don't get junk phone calls all the time. Junk texts, generally not. So, be back with you guys later. Bye-bye.